Coming up on Spotlight, we have fashion, Access Hollywood Sam Sabora is back, and Irish music artist Lyra is in the house. Spotlight in association with Space 2. Sponsored by Glam Doll, bringing Hollywood home. Hello and welcome to Spotlight, brought to you by Glam Doll, bringing Hollywood home. Coming to you here from the Gaiety Theatre in Dublin. Well, coming up, we have an exclusive interview with Irish artist Lyra, whose incredible voice and unique style has her set to be a global superstar.
Yeah, I've been doing it now for a couple of years myself. Mainly budget, not gonna lie. I was like, bloody hell, I can't afford anyone to be styling me, so I'll do it myself out of pennies and whatever I can find.
We cross over to Los Angeles to our Access Hollywood correspondent, Sam Sabora, who gives us his inside scoop on Bennifer, or Agenifer. Then we stay in LA as Fast and Furious 9 is revving up. We take a first look at the women in the film, from Dame Helen Mirren to Cardi B. Stay with us as we have fashion from Friday's Edit with stylist EP5 up next. Well, we're turning the spotlight back on fashion again this week, and EP5 are with us again, the glorious Gaiety Theatre. Welcome. Now we're back with Friday's Edit, so a more mature brand for this week.
Yeah, this is our Irish version of online boutique for more mature kind of audience. So I have 3 fab looks today, which I'm excited to show on Saoirse. So first look we're kicking off with is a stunning blue floral dress. Okay. So it has a little kind of navy floral detail on it, and has gorgeous like gathered hem just right here underneath the bust, which I think is so flattering. And we have it in a range sizes, so small to extra large.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's good. So you're catering for all sizes and shapes. But what I love about it is the sleeves. Now you have a gorgeous dress on today.
Kind of similar.
Similar indeed. So I suppose it's got that little bit more formal edge.
Yeah, true. I think it would be best for kind of occasions like if there's weddings, gatherings, anything kind of like that. I think it's quite dressy, but you could also dress it down if you wanted to with runners. I have it paired with nude heels here just to show kind of the dressy look.
But, I'm loving all the nudes, and I'm wearing white shoes today. I just love all that kind of fresh look. But what's great is the hemline, because you know it's actually coming at a midi length too.
Yeah, it is, and it also has a slit, so I think that's really nice to get if you want to pop a leg out. And we also have it in black, and it's only $54.95, which I think is good for
good price point
occasion.
There for that as well. Yeah. Now you've gone a little bit more, how do we say, celebrity now with the next one, in the sense that we've seen Jennifer Aniston in something similar.
Yeah, so I was inspired by Jennifer Aniston for this look because she was spotted out in an all-white outfit with black boots and a black blazer. But I tried to change it up, so I did all white with like a little belt detail with skinny jeans, and then I went for a blush pink ruched sleeve blazer. And then I just paired that with heels as well.
Okay, and of course you went dusty pink because you felt that it was just a little bit too dark with the black.
Yeah, I think the black it was quite muted, so I wanted to put in a pop colour, so I went with the pink. So yeah, I think it's lovely.
Talk us through now a belted little featurette, because sometimes I have a little bit of a larger tummy, COVID tummy. How do we work that? Because sometimes I feel that nearly accentuates it.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of hides actually the waist slightly, because it has like that little belt, and then you wrap it through and pull it, and it kind of brings in slightly at the waist. Yeah. Okay. So it's lovely, and then with white skinny jeans. Yeah.
Okay. Great. White, always so fresh as well. Now we have a third look. Who's your inspiration for this one?
This one is from Selena Gomez's latest music video, so I kind of thought it looked kind of similar, so I went for it. So it's kind of like a cream, pinks, peachy kind of floral look. So I think it's kind of fresh and real feminine look.
Nice V-line here again. I always talk about championing those of us who are slightly larger busts, because I think you need a good shape and a good structure, and this has it.
Yeah, I think this dress has a lovely shape. So you've got those long sleeves with little buttons, and then you've got the V-neck, which kind of does a wrap with a little belt, and then it falls down, and you have the little frill detail at the bottom. So it's a bit shorter, but I think it's nice.
It is a bit on the short side, but again, we'd spoken about this before, that you mentioned there's lovely nudes. You can kind of dress it down as well, or dress it up. The colour tones are
I think definitely good, because the colour is kind of like peachy. Like if you want to put coral or peachy shoes to this, you could change it up from nude look. Yeah, so I think it's lovely.
And of course, we had spoken earlier as well about this being for a younger guest at a wedding, do you think?
Yeah, I think possibly if you're a younger guest going to a wedding or a small occasion, anything like that, it's something a bit different to get the legs out, but it's still dressy, like it still looks the part. Yeah.
Nice hat and shoes to match.
Yeah.
Price point wise, where are we here?
We're $54.95 as well, which I think is quite good because it's a lovely little dress.
It is. It's a very sweet little cornflower dress. And of course, well, Aoife always brings it to the table when it comes to a discount. So have we got one today?
Yeah, we do. So we've got Friday's edit 30 for 30% off on the website.
So Friday's edit 30 for 30%. Aoife, always bringing all the goods to the table. Thank you so much for joining us on this series of Spotlight, and we hope to see you in the next series.
Yeah,
take care.
Thank you.
Lyra is the new Irish singing sensation whose music has been described as a perfect blend of dark electronic pop. I recently spoke to the Cork native in Space 2 about her music plans for 2021. Lyra, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here on Spotlight. We're in Space 2. It is fantastic. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Lisa. I'm actually thrilled that you asked me to come on. I was like, yes!
Fantastic. I mean, listen, you are a talent and a half. Not only have you the most beautiful voice, an angelic voice, but you also style yourself. Look at you today. You look so saucy. Is that always been part of it? Because lots of artists don't style themselves, but you really go the full hog.
Yeah, I've been doing it now for a couple of years myself. Mainly budget, not gonna lie. I was like, bloody hell, I can't afford anyone to be styling me, so I'll do it myself out of pennies and whatever I can find. So, and I just love it. I just find it's really exciting to like look for new brands. I love looking for new designers that I can work with and stuff like that. You know, sometimes like there is things coming up that I've been in the recording studio and I don't have time to like trawling the internet for things that I want to wear. So I'll put together like boards and, you know, send it to someone and be like, can you help me source these outfits? But I'm massive creative director of my own style, and I just have to be like that.
Creative director of my own style. That's a tagline in itself. In terms of obviously your influences, we have to talk about that because your music is very electro pop. So I'm thinking a little bit of Kate Bush, there's a little bit of Bjork thrown in there. Who have been the ones that have stood out for you since you were small that have been your inspiration?
Well, I do have to say Dolores from the Cranberries was a massive one for me growing up. Like my older sister loved her, and I always found with her being able to sing in her own accent is something that I've taken on board as an artist and has helped me kind of like be able to sing with my own voice. And then you've the likes of Sia with her massive melodies. I take huge influences from her. Kate Bush, how quirky she is. She's not scared to like go up to those high notes and go right down to the low ball deep notes. So I'm like, I'll take a bit of that. So they've kind of like been big influences for me. You know, when I'd done my first EP Wild, it was very much like Enya inspired. I had loads of harmonies, loads of counter melodies. I think like she's the queen of like drama and mystique. So I think these would be like the main ladies that have really influenced me in my career.
Fantastic. Very much a mixed grill, which is lovely to hear. Now let's talk about being Irish, because your fame is growing. You're you know, the idea that everybody's starting to hear about you as well, especially from your Dublin Castle performance New Year's Eve. How are you finding that fame?
I'm finding it grand because, like, to be quite honest, I feel like I'm so not even there. Like, I still walk around like in Aldi's and Lidl's and stuff, and people are like, don't have a clue who I am. I'm like, this is bloody great. Like, I haven't been noticed that much. I'm like, secretly one day I'm like, Dad, get somebody just to say it to me, just so I feel like I'm getting there. But I'm not there yet. I can't wait to get there. I'm sure it'll probably be a whirlwind situation, but I'm bloody looking forward to it. I'm like, bring it on.
Well, the thing is, because you are going to change, and I suppose your trajectory is going to change now, because obviously you've just finished the soundtrack to Riverdance, which has just dropped, of course, across all platforms. So, I mean, really and truly, people are going to be exposed to you more and more and more. Are you excited about that? And did you enjoy the experience of working with Bill in Riverdance?
It's like such a beautiful animation. Like, I love it. It makes me so proud to be Irish. Like, the music in it by Bill, like the legend that is Bill Whelan. Like, I got to go for lunch with him before the whole thing happened, and I was like, I thought it was like an audition process. I thought I was like going to be put in this lottery of people to write, and when I met him, he was like, so you'll write the last song for the movie, will you? And I was like literally choking on my spag bowl, like, yeah, I will definitely. So like him, music man of the century, to be able to like sit in his studio with him, sing him my melodies, pick his brain. I literally was just like asking him so many questions. He's the most wonderful man, and I'm delighted to have the experience to work with him.
Wow. Now, of course, things are also going to change because the music industry is changing, especially when it comes to women. So what piece of advice have you been given that's kind of pushed you forward as an artist and given you the strength to say, I'm here, and make no apologies about yourself? And of course, to put your flag in the sand and say, you know, I'm worth it. This is me.
Yeah, well, it took me a while to kind of like get my confidence in that kind of area of things, because like as you said, the music industry is very hard, and especially I feel like as a female artist it's even harder, which is unfortunate. And hopefully we'll be able to, you know, we're all using our voices at the moment to kind of say, you know, we all are different, stop battling us off each other, you know, we can all make it, just like all the guys have, we're grand, flying our own flag. So hopefully that will change soon, which would be great. But I just find for myself, I always say to myself, there is only one me. Like, there really is. As much as people say like, oh, she sounds a bit like this or she looks a bit like that, you know, at the end of the day, there is only one me. I'm in this one lane, and just keep going down it, because at the start I was comparing myself. I was thinking, oh, I didn't get that slot and this person got that slot, and it killed me. It bloody killed me. I was putting the nail to my own coffin. I was like, would you just relax?
What would you say to all the naysayers who were like, listen, Lyra, give it a rest. It ain't gonna happen. Now, look at you. What do you say to them?
Yeah, now I'd say, fancy you getting up on stage with tie-high PVC boots and a leather bra and latex Snickers. See ya.
Oh my goodness, I could talk to you all day. We are literally coming to the end. We have to wrap up. But before we go, obviously there's tons of artists there that want to work with you. And of course, there's many you would like to work with as well. We want to pick one. Who's the person that is your person? If you could pick one artist that you could collaborate with, who would that be?
I think it would have to, oh my God, this is so nerve-wracking. I'm going to say the wrong person. I'm going to go with Enya, just because I think she's worldwide, and she's has a long career, which is something that I'm striving for.
Fantastic. That's a great answer. Lyra, thank you so much for joining us on Spotlight. From us here in Space 2, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we can't wait to see all your next endeavours. Best of luck.
Thanks a million.
There's a new day dawning.
Coming out on June 24th is Fast and Furious 9. Check physics, and at the doors, the family of petrolheads dial up the ante to 11. Here's a look at some of the amazing women that have featured over the course of the franchise.
Yo, you ain't ready.
The Fast and Furious franchise is kind of unique.
Yo, you ain't ready.
It really sheds light on the female voice in action movies.
Yo, you ain't ready.
Which is why it's so exciting to have so many badass women in Fast 9.
Yo, you ain't ready.
All right, Mia, you're up.
Fast females take ownership of it.
I'm about to start blasting.
They raise the bar.
Get the hair break for me, would you, darling?
They do the unexpected.
And I think that's what makes Fast and Furious rather special.
In this movie, we're not holding back when it comes to the action.
It's freaking Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious women get to show the world what they can do.
That's what makes it so cool.
We're back to our other main stage in Los Angeles now with Access Hollywood reporter Sam Sabora, who gave me the inside stateside scoop on Bennifer, or as they're saying, Agenifer.
Well, Sam, welcome back on Spotlight again. We couldn't get enough of you here. Everybody's just like, ooh, Sam Sabora is all the gossip. How are you?
I'm fantastic. This is my favorite way to travel to you over in Ireland. And it's so nice to be able to just wake up and visit. And of course, the show is fantastic. So much fun to be here.
Oh, it's a blessing. And you know what? You've so much good stuff for us that we have to get stuck in straight away, because the one thing that everybody's talking about is Bennifer, because you're kind of our James Bond over there. You're our 007 spy. You know what's really happening with both of them. I'm actually quite surprised you went back to the well a second time round with Ben.
Yes, well, we're calling this Bennifer 2.0. So here we are 17 years later, after a couple, almost a 2-year relationship and a broken engagement, we are seeing the rebirth of Bennifer. And in fact, Lisa, we're calling it Againifer. So they are back, it seems, together. They've been spotted for the past few months. It seems like they are rekindling this romance. And I think people are mostly supportive.
Okay, but like, why do you think JLo's gone back to him again? I mean, so soon as well, because that rock was on her finger, a week? And then she was back with Ben Affleck. What's going on?
Well, we've got to wonder, as that relationship was probably disintegrating with A-Rod a little bit. We hear rumors that Ben Affleck started emailing her. They were saying love letters and emails, maybe communicating with her. It seems that they must have stayed somewhat connected over the years, and as friends. He always speaks about having a lot of respect for her and admiring her. There was some news back in 2020 when I believe she turned 50, or after she turned 50, that Ben was, commenting and celebrating her. So you almost saw a glimmer of it about a year ago. So maybe there was a little bit of that communication under wraps.
Indeed. Now, obviously you mentioned Againifer. So we've gone back 17 years. I mean, are people pro this relationship, or are they worried that maybe there's going to be another heartbreak on the way?
Well, I think that at the first glimmers of when Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt started speaking again, and were they dating, that's kind of the mood and the vibe that we're feeling now with J-Lo and Ben Affleck. We're wondering if they're going to get back together. They were a bright, shiny, glamorous Hollywood couple in the early 2000s. And we always say that whenever J-Lo dates a man, you get a little bit of the J-Lo glow up. That man starts wearing bronzer and he's wearing beautiful suits. And, they're very different people, but they are a power couple. So they're beautiful to look at. And of course, I think people are a little excited about the prospect of them getting back together. There's certainly some judgment on how quickly it's happening. And is it a rebound? It seems rumored that A-Rod is not thrilled about her so quickly bouncing back to Ben and to dating. So we'll see.
Indeed, I wouldn't say he is, but her style has changed slightly, Sam. This is your forte, of course, because we've seen beautiful pictures of them together. She's got more floaty dresses. His lifestyle very different. We know he's a smoker. We know he doesn't love the gym. She's a gym bunny. So how is Jennifer going to evolve style-wise, do you think, in the next coming months?
Well, listen, she is a powerhouse when it comes to fashion. She has the best team with hair, makeup, and wardrobe. She always looks flawless and impeccable. What's interesting about this kind of second round of this relationship is we're seeing them in a very casual way. He is often in a t-shirt, and jeans, and he's very kind of rugged and handsome. He has definitely trimmed down. We think he's working on his, rehab, and I think he's getting better and healthier. But yes, as you mentioned, she is oftentimes seen in athleisure wear, a little more casual right now, a little more comfortable, a little breezy, easy. And I feel like maybe she's shedding that overly polished kind of J-Lo glow to kind of tone it down, being with Ben and living a little bit low, laying a little bit lower, even with her sense of style.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to the Kardashians. Of course, the season has ended and now they're out on their own. There's lots happening with them. Poor Kim, a divorce as well coming through. Her style has changed a lot, actually, in the last coming months.
Yeah, so, recently when Kim was with Kanye, she was all about high designer and everything was very serious and artistic. And, Kanye definitely had a lot of influence on her style, what brands she wore. There were rumors that he was really instructing her on what to wear, certainly at the beginning of their relationship. But I think her look is a little more, she's showing a little bit more. She's a little more like of a single woman now. We're seeing the body again. She is still a mom. So again, as I mentioned, even with J-Lo, she's showing a lot of her children and kind of celebrating both sides of her life. But Kim is known for wearing fabulous designer brands like Schiaparelli, very, very high fashion. So I think it's a balance. One of my favorite looks most recently was this really gorgeous Vivienne Westwood dress that she recently wore, and she looked sensational. So I think we're going to see another style evolution. I think often after a divorce and single kind of lifestyle comes back into play, you're a little bit more provocative with your style. Maybe you're shopping yourself a little bit, but I think Kim has fabulous style, and I think it's going to evolve even even further.
Thank you so much for your time. And of course, being over there in Los Angeles, Zooming us here in Ireland. It's wonderful to have you on Spotlight. And we're going to have you again, of course, very, very soon.
Well, I love you and I love seeing you, Lisa, and so much fun chatting up all the Hollywood gossip with you from here in Los Angeles.
Coming up on Spotlight next week, it's a big one. I chat to Vin Diesel, Cardi B, John Cena, Helen Mirren and Michelle Rodriguez, all about the long-awaited Fast and Furious 9.
John Cena walked into my Dom shrine. I said, to play a Toretto, you're gonna have to be prepared to go to some dark places. And I believed him when he said, whatever it takes.
We catch up with drag artist Paul Ryder ahead of Pride. Paul is the ambassador to Glam Doll and will be taking us through his music, panto, podcasts and style.
I am super nervous. I'll be hosting the whole event. We're going live to the nation.
And it's 150 years of the Gaiety Theatre. We celebrate the iconic Irish Playhouse and take a look back at some of the most important historic performances from Pavarotti to Ray Charles and Julie Andrews. Before we go though, here's a little bit from Fast and Furious 9, which is going to be the biggest white knuckle ride yet. We'll be back again next week here in the Gaiety Theatre, shining a light on all the entertainment that matters. See you then.
Now we're up against Dom's brother. That's another level.
What would you do with it? Launch some global attack?
Plans are in motion.
This should be interesting.
So how do y'all want to play this?
Fast. We going on. We supposed to stop that? Hold on.
Well, that was new.
Spotlight in association with Space 2. Sponsored by Glam Doll, bringing Hollywood home.